Steno peeps, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some Magnum Steno drills. I'm going to be going through chapters 4 through 6. And because the chapters do get longer as we go along, I'll pretty much be reviewing phrases and briefs. I might throw in a few words here and there, but those are usually pretty self-explanatory, so I will just be sticking to the parts that I know students struggle on, which is mostly the briefs and phrases. So this is in no particular order, no particular speed, and set your speed controller. Let's get started. Accord, carry, certify, article, accurate, corporate, across, carry, articles, accurately, accord, accuracy, carry, across, center, certify, corporate, accurate, accurately, articles, are, accord, across, center, certify, corporate, accept, easy, oppose, sadly, study, consult, assess, acceptance, sudden, easily, oppose, always, copied, sudden, suddenly, sadly, says, easily, acceptance, accepted, accept, accepts, oppose, opposed, opposites, opposed, opposites, studied, copies, assess, access, always, assess, consult, access, easily, sadly, opposites, study, studied, aces, raise, races, raises, raised, raced, race, raced, raise, raises, races, raised, race, raise, races, raises, raised, raced, aided, added, aided, paces, passes, I had, I see, but it, and had, you see, but it had, and I had, can you see, he had, could see, but it will, you had, could you see, and it had, but it says, and it says, and I see, and he says, but you see, but he says, I had, and I had, he had, you had, and you had, and it says, and he says, but he says, but it says, but it will, but it had, but it, I see, you see, to see, can you see, could see, could you see, and I see, but you see, I had, but it had, and I see. Certified, period. Certifies, practice, consider, prepare, certificate, practiced, pressure, considerate, pretty, contract, prodded, contractual, proper, subcontractor, properly, contractor, propose, subcontract, proposal, correspond, purpose, correspondence, purposely, correspondent, radio, elder, railroad, correspondence, rather, elders, ready, realize, really, error, recall, errors, record, early, regard, increase, regardless, incur, release, increases, rely, incur, released, incurred, rely, industry, represent, order, resource, industrial, result, orders, salary, secret, ordered, parcel, secretly, participate, senior, secrecy, party, participant, sorry, pepper, story, percent, were, perfect, perhaps, stories. Across the, and or, rely on, relied on, period of time. Are you the, were the, but you were, and you were, across the, relied on, rely on, and or, you are you, are the, you are the, or the, across the, and or, I recall, you recall, can you recall, I recall, can you recall, you recall, prepare, prepose, read, read, realize, rely, can you recall, curl, industry, century, perp, pepper, perfect, per, as in per usual, purr, like a cat, correspond, core, corpse, center, central, sister, purposely, purple, purpose, crossed, said, he said, you said, pressed, stressed, accessed, he said, I said, it said, pressed, crossed, I said, he said, it said, happen, happened, happens, happen, happened, happens, that's a, that's a, had he, had you had, the, had a, had he, had you had, the, had to say, had to see, it had, she had, and it had. They are, they were, they had, they said, they will, as they are, they were, they had, they said, they will, as they, has the, has it, has a, has had, has said, there are, there is a, there were, is there a, had, has, ahead, happened, hurries, hurried, hurry, hospital, happens, happy, should, that, there, harder, happier, help, they, this, helped, which, helps, that's a, had a, they are, has the, there are, that he, that I say, that is, that the, this is, this will, is this the, which he, which I, which is, that will, that you had, that you say, that you said, which you say, which you said, which he said, she said, she says, she will, she is that the, is that you, is that he, this is a, is this the, this is a, that it is, that says, that will, that you said, that you see, that he, that are, be, can it be, could be, able, should be, ability, to be, abilities, had to be, stability, could it be, had been, acceptable, has been, unacceptable, has he been, had you been, had he been, had been, has been, auto, object, unacceptable, automobile, observe, observes, observant, observance, observer, obtain, obtained, object, objects, observe, observes, observant, observance, observer, obtain, obtained, considerable, considerably, possible, contribute, possibility, contributed, possibilities, contributes, problem, contributor, probable, establish, probably, established, probabilities, establishment, probabilities, obey, process, obeys, obedient, public, obedience, publicly, had been, has he been, had you been, had he been, can be, can it be, could be, should be, to be, had to be, could it be, he says, he does, she says, she does, and he does, it says, it does, it says, that says, which says, there does, which does, and it does, but it does not, that does not, He does not. There does not. She does not. This does not. What does not. He says. She says. He does. She does. It does not. That does not. Obey. Obeys. Obedient. Obedience. Object. Objects. Observe. Observes. Observant. Observance. Observer. Obtain. Obtained. Okay, if you stuck that out, congratulations. That was 15 minutes of 3 chapters that you just knocked out. And while I like to mix it up some of the times, sometimes it's very important to study these briefs in the order in which they're given and in the chunks that they're broken down in inside of the book. This is why Mark designed it the way he did, to help you better retain briefs and phrases. So I may do things out of order to help you really nail things, but if I do them in order, it's because they're typically really easy to mix up. They can be confused very easily. Even some of the words like raise, races, raised, I did purposely because I know those used to trip me up as well. So these drills are going to be rapid fire because there's a lot to get through in the chapters. I will be covering chapter 7 by itself because I know that's where people tend to start to freak out a little bit. So stay tuned for that, but keep practicing this. Keep going. You got this. Catch you on the next one.